Get ready to witness an electrifying collision of raw power and strategic finesse. Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois step into the ring for a showdown that promises to shake things up in the Battle of the Titans on 26th August.
I'm ready for, coming for you, Usyk.
The question hangs in the air as the countdown begins and the atmosphere builds with anticipation.
This is going to be a real test for Mr. Usyk. A big test for him. And I genuinely believe that my man will win.
We do not underestimate Daniel Dubois. We know he's big, he can punch, but my man's seen all of that before, so it's not going to be news.
Will Usyk's skill and flexibility overcome Dubois' uncompromising force?
I am very hungry.
Will Dubois' crushing punches rock Usyk's technical brilliance to its core?
My time. It's definitely my time.
Or will they stare awkwardly into each other's souls for the entire bout and call it a day? Oleksandr Usyk. The Ukrainian boxing sensation taking the ring by storm is a boxing superstar. At an imposing 6 feet 3.2 inches or 191 centimeters tall and a reach of 6 feet 5.95 inches or 198 centimeters, he's a towering figure. His style is one of a kind, sporting a southpaw stance and an ape index of 2.76 inches or 7 centimeters. Usyk's got it down pat. With a knockout rate of 65%, he's put 13 opponents to sleep. Here's the breakdown. 4 knockouts in the early rounds, 6 mid-rounds, and 3 in the later ones. Interestingly though, a first-round knockout is yet to grace his record. The Ukrainian's boxing career began when he was 26, making his professional debut against Felipe Romero on 11th September 2013. He finished his debut with a TKO in the 5th round. Moreover, he's never tasted defeat in his professional boxing career. Usyk is the undisputed cruiserweight world champ, and he's also held the unified world champion title in both heavyweight and cruiserweight divisions. Let's not forget the impressive tally of 9 world titles across 2 weight classes. Let's go back in time and relive his boxing moments. Oleksandr Usyk versus Krzysztof Glowacki. On 17th September 2016, it was a Saturday evening and the boxing world was in for a treat. Oleksandr Usyk and Krzysztof Glowacki headed into the ring at Gdansk's Ergo Arena, ready to engage in a 12-round battle that would go down in history. After 12 rounds of furious combat, the scorecards were revealing a unanimous result favoring Oleksandr Usyk. The scores 111 to 117, 109 to 119, 111 to 117, all echoed the same sentiment: Usyk's win. The stakes were high as they competed for the WBO Cruiserweight World title. These two warriors weren't holding anything back and the arena was buzzing with anticipation. Ultimately, the Ergo Arena witnessed an electrifying encounter that showcased both fighters' skill sets. Usyk's triumph that night would go down in the books. Oleksandr Usyk versus Mairis Briedis. A clash between undefeated cruiserweights unfolded in the encounter of these two boxers in 2018, leaving the ring ablaze with action. The verdict was so close that Usyk won by a majority decision, but the outcome hung in the balance, with one judge calling it a draw and 2 others scoring it 115 to 113 in favor of the Cat.
Oleksandr Usyk!
The stakes couldn't be greater. What's the catch? A single round in Briedis' favor could have rewritten history for both pugilists, highlighting the razor-thin margins that can alter fighters' fates. Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua 2. Securing his trio of heavyweight titles, Oleksandr Usyk clinched a split decision over Anthony Joshua in their much-anticipated rematch on a Saturday night in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The scorecards displayed an intriguing story, with one judge leaning towards Joshua at 115 to 113. However, the final verdict emerged as 115 to 113 and 116 to 112, favoring Usyk. During this victory, Usyk bested Joshua for the second time in their series of battles battles. Joshua carried the champion's mantle in their first meeting in September, but their rematch saw a reinvigorated Joshua under the tutelage of new trainer Robert Garcia. Despite the significant improvement, the team's efforts were insufficient to change the outcome in Usyk's favor. Will he see the same outcome with his next opponent, or maybe around Dubois the whole match? Daniel Dubois. Greenwich's powerhouse Daniel Dubois was born on 6 September 1997. He stands tall at 196 centimeters or 6 feet 5.17 inches, with a reach of 198 centimeters or 6 feet 5.95 inches. Dynamite is a true heavyweight contender who wields an imposing ape index of 2 centimeters or 0.79 inch, translating to devastating blows in his orthodox stance. A staggering 90% knockout rate showcases his explosive power and determination. His dominance is demonstrated by 18 KO victories, 16 swift early round wins, and 2 mid-round triumphs. 5 first-round KO wins underline his statement-making prowess. From 2019 to 2020, he proudly held the British and Commonwealth titles, while his amateur career included 5 national junior titles and a British championship. Dubois' victories over Kevin Lerena, Trevor Bryan, Nathan Gorman, Kiyotaro Fujimoto, Bogdan Dinu, Razvan Kojanu, and Joe Kozumano read like a boxing history book. As he continues to carve his history, his unwavering determination and tremendous power distinguish him. Daniel Dubois versus Trevor Bryan. The fight started with Dubois grabbing control and landing clean right punches that put Bryan to the test. On the other hand, Bryan failed to mount an offense in the first few minutes. In the third round, Dubois maintained dominance, punctuating it with a game-changing big left hook. At 24 years old, Dubois unleashed a flurry of attacks, yet Bryan's tenacity kept him in the fight until the bell. Then came the turning point. Dubois unleashed another massive left hook in round 4, sealing the fight's fate. Bryan crashed face down to the canvas as the referee halted the contest. Daniel Dubois versus Ricardo Snijders. In the featured match of a top-ranked card at the BT Sports Arena in London, heavyweight contender Daniel Dubois showcased his dominance by sending Ricardo Snijders to the canvas thrice within the opening round.
Snijders. Marcus McDonald had a look at him to see if he didn't want to happen again. Snijders trying to hold on by time,
ultimately securing a second-round stoppage. Dubois took control from the start, advancing steadily on Snijders, who spent much of the battle with his back against the ropes. While Snijders reached the second round, his resilience would soon wane. Dubois strategically targeted the body with well-placed hooks, causing Snijders to hit the canvas again. Although Snijders rose to his feet, referee McDonald intervened and called off the bout just 20 seconds into the round. Remarkably, Snijders found himself knocked down 4 times in less than 3.5 minutes of intense action. You can't help but feel bad for this dude. Head-to-head analysis. Regarding the tactical approach, Dubois tends to rely on his power to dictate the pace and outcome of the fight.
He can hit really hard, so if you can manage to land a punch on him, get him hurt, get him in trouble, then yeah, he's definitely got a puncher's chance.
He's aggressive and aims for early knockouts, leveraging his size advantage. But if Usyk lands a punch like these, then Dynamite's in big trouble.
Usyk's not someone who's going to knock him out with a single shot. He will be accurate and he will hit him often enough that it would start to hurt.
Meanwhile, Usyk's approach is more systematic. He studies his opponents and uses his footwork and boxing IQ to control the match's tempo, often going the distance while outpointing opponents.
Usyk is the best, he's a master. To me, Usyk is a Lomachenko in the heavyweight.
Dubois is noted for his explosive power, as seen by his 90% knockout rate. He's a strong hitter with a devastating right hand and a superior jab who can end fights quickly. His orthodox stance and physical advantage allow him to close the distance and deliver deadly punches. Yes, Dubois can dish out some blazing punches, but can he rap like Usyk? Usyk, on the other hand, is known for his exceptional boxing abilities and footwork. He's a southpaw with a unique ability to control range and tempo. His movement is more focused on precision, accuracy, and strategic move. Usyk's lateral mobility, angles, and ability to adapt in the middle of a bout are crucial to his success. Dubois' power could be a significant factor in a matchup, especially if he can connect with his heavy shots. Usyk's challenge would be to avoid getting caught while using his movement and skill to outbox Dubois. Ultimately, a Dubois versus Usyk bout would be a clash of contrasting styles, power against finesse, aggression against precision. The outcome will be determined by how well each fighter executes their game plan and capitalizes on their strengths while limiting their shortcomings. Who knows, Fury might show up and take his revenge, and by that we mean the photobomb payback. On that note, it's a wrap for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to keep updated on the latest developments in the fighting world.